Y'all, I want to start this video by saying I don't know where this is going to lead to. I just have a lot of stuff weighing heavy on my heart, and I just want to, I don't know, vlog my feelings like a diary, hoping that I can help somebody else. I was talking to my best friend earlier this morning, and I don't know, it's just weighing heavy on my chest, and I started to say something to her, and it's something that I kind of been embarrassed to talk about. And once I said it to her, she was like, "Oh my God, Star, I feel the exact same way. This is crazy. I feel like other women are feeling this same way in certain situations and just not speaking on it." So, long story short, my daughter is 11. She will be 12 in January. And I have been noticing her acting out more, like progressively getting worse. I want to say she was a mama's girl, if you would say, until she was about 8 or 9. And then she just started acting up more and more and more. And at first, I'm thinking, well, maybe my ex-husband is the problem. Maybe she used to see us argue so much that she started arguing with her brother and, her behavior would change. But no, I divorced him a year ago. And she is still walking around attitudes, eye rolling, and I just told my best friend, like, I don't know how to get a good grip on this, and I feel like I know what it is. And like I said, I'm really pouring my heart out. It's hard for me to be vulnerable like this because I don't want anybody to judge me. I had my daughter when I was really young. I got pregnant with her when I was 17 years old. Gave birth to her when I was 18. I am now 30. And she has a different father from my son. My daughter's dad is not in the picture at all whatsoever. And my son's dad is very active with him. And I personally feel like that takes a toll on her, and it has a huge dealing with her behavior. Like, when my daughter gets in trouble or when she's having issues at school, I can't call anybody to, I can't call a dad to come up there and see what's going on, or, just helping out with certain things. But when my son, his dad is always a call away. And that also goes with attitudes. My son, although he's 8, he would never think of getting out of line with me. Like, I see no signs of him. And she started when she was about his age. He doesn't talk back. He doesn't, like, he's a mama's boy. Okay, mom. Okay, mommy. He knows that his dad wouldn't go for none of that. And with my daughter, it's just me, like, I feel so bad. And that's what I was telling my best friend. Like, I know that it's my fault. I know that I should have made smarter decisions. I know that I should have waited until, I got grown to have children and, get married and finish college and all that stuff. I should have went that route first. I mean, the route's not for everybody, but I felt like had I had that heavily installed in me, then I would have taken that path. But in my mom's defense, she was diagnosed with cancer when I was about maybe 14 years old, and everything was spiral. Like, she was very sick at the time, and we were raised pretty much by our grandmother. So my grandma couldn't keep up with us like that. We're teenagers, we're going out and we're doing things, and I just didn't have a heavy install with me. And my dad is very active in my life now, but growing up as teenagers, not so much. And I know that stemmed from him and my mom's relationship, which was very toxic. So it's like, a push away, I'll stay away type thing, a give or take. So I felt like in his mind, at a certain point, he was like, okay, well, when they're grown, they'll find me, like, we'll be able to contact and communicate more, and I wouldn't have to go through her. And that did happen. Like, once we're grown, all of us have a pretty good relationship with my dad. But growing up, he wasn't as there, he wasn't there as much as my mother was. So neither here nor there. I know that I still had decisions to make on my own. And I want to say I didn't know any better. I knew the consequence of having a baby young and stuff. But this stuff right here, the whole, you have a baby young, you and that teenage boy might not last. And then if you have a baby by somebody else later on in the future, that's gonna be two different baby daddies and you might have to deal with other stuff. Like, I had no idea, y'all. And this story go deep to the point where I don't even want to put all my life out there like that. But if y'all knew some of my backstory, y'all will understand more of where I'm coming from with this. So, I've talked to my daughter before and asked her questions like, baby, how are you feeling? Because I notice a change in your behavior. And she'll be like, well, I think it's a difference between me and my brother and da da da. And sometimes she thinks I treat them different. And baby, it's not at all that I treat you guys different. I love you guys both with all of my heart. But different behaviors bring out different parenting styles. And I'm trying to learn how to make it even. Here you have an 8-year-old, right? My sweet little baby. He wakes up in the morning, good morning, mommy. He wants to give me hugs and kisses. And then here you have my 11-year-old daughter. And first of all, I initiated with her good morning. And I'm trying to give her little hugs and kisses. And she's like, hey, mom. And she not really trying to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see different things. I guess this is normal entering the teenage phase. But the thing that gets me is this started happening to her with her behavior when she was about his age. Like, it's hitting early, y'all. And I just used to always feel like I was the best mom ever back when they were younger. But as time goes on, I feel like me and my daughter can be closer. And I feel like the fact that they have two different dads plays a part in her feeling left out. And I don't know how to fill that void. I can only be mom. That's the only role I could play. And I tried to do the whole stepdad thing, and that still wasn't, pick the wrong guy, And that was damaging on itself when she finally have a dad and then he leaves. She finally has a dad and then it doesn't work out between him and mom. Like, I put up with a lot with him just to make sure he would stay in her life. I'm getting cheated on and all this, and I just wanted her to have a dad. I wanted her to know what it felt like. I wanted her to experience that. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm enough. Sometimes I feel like I see it. Sometimes I feel like, my son go on visitations and his dad comes and she has to stay behind with me. Sometimes I sense the attitude of, this is not fair. I wish I had a visitation too. And I've tried the thing where, trying to get my brothers more involved and this and that, as like a father figure or a mentor, if you will. But it ain't the same, y'all. They got their own families, their own kids, and I don't know. I want to get our relationship back on track with me and her. And it's very important. I almost feel as if it's my mission, my duty to do that. It is. I just don't know where to start. Like, it's not terrible. It's not like how you see it on TV when the kids be like, shut up, mom, and cursing and nothing like that at all. I just know that it could be better. And I don't want to give my baby no backstory. I don't want to damage my daughter. And I feel so bad because it's like the choice that I made already from who I chose to be her father, it was damaging from the beginning. I should have made better choices. I know you can't predict the future when a man leaves, but you know it looking at a man, like being with a man. If you actually took time to know him before you laid down with him, you would know, even if this didn't work out, I don't see that man leaving his child's life, And that's something that I should have thought about. I didn't think I was 17. I didn't think. I don't know what to do. Motherhood is hard. Parenting is hard. And these are some of the struggles that I go with. And I didn't even think when I had my son by his dad, I should have thought the next man I have a child with is to love both of my kids for the rest of his life. He is to be a dad to my daughter as well. And the crazy thing about it is I kind of saw it. Like, we were together 3 years before my son was even born. I got with him when my daughter was 3 months old. And we were together 3 years before my son was even born. And he was like my daughter's dad, but he was in college as well, so he would come back and forth and visit and stuff like that. I don't feel like we were physically together long enough for me to really tell if he was the one. And he was way nicer in the beginning. Then after I got actually pregnant, he turned mean and cold and started treating me like trash. It's like he was doing everything to please me, walking on eggshells, because he knew I could leave him at any time, especially with me already being a mother, especially with her dad somewhere out there. His biggest fear was, I don't want you to leave me and get your family back type stuff. Even though I knew my daughter's father wasn't coming back, he thought different in his mind. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't want me to pursue him, chase after the guy. But once I got pregnant with our son, yeah, he switched. It flipped. I felt like I was chasing him. I was. And he didn't want to be kept. And, you know, he was cool with just put me on child support. He put himself on child support. Like, he was cool with it. And he was self and son. As soon as I had our son, he was self and son. It was like, forget being a father to my daughter. And the crazy thing is, she was calling him dad. Like, he was all she knew at that point. As soon as she was 3 months, I got with him. From 3 months to 3 years old, she was calling him dad. And I don't know. I know I can't tell the future or anything. I just wish I would have made wiser choices. I don't want to damage my baby girl. And I see not having a father hurts her. I just don't know what I can do to change her attitude. I want to be very close to her. And the reason why that is so very, very important to me, I love both of my parents. I love all my family. But me and my mom do not have the closest relationship. I'm kind of like the black sheep of the family, you know? Like, even though I could be extroverted and talk to everyone, and yeah, I'm having a good time at the Thanksgiving, get-together, gathering. At the end of the day, me and my mom could go a whole month without talking to each other. That's just the real. And it's not we're mad at each other or angry. It's just we don't really have a tight bond where we can't go. Like, my best friend, I can't go no more than 2 days without talking to this girl. Like, we talk literally every single day. But my mom is not like that. And we live in the same city. Like, we live in the same area. And she never comes over. We never have coffee together. You know, like, the way her and my sister do, they're together right now. But I don't know. I just don't want things to be like that for my daughter, because coming from a daughter standpoint, like how I'm my mother's daughter, it hurts. It hurts just knowing that I'm 30 now. Like, this is life. I'm 30 years old. And I've tried to do things to rekindle, like invite my mom to bingo, and she says that's not her thing. Tried to invite her over, or she'll say she's not feeling well. And, same with me. I try to come over there, but it's like we really don't have anything to talk about. But when she's around my sister, it's, hey, and this and that. And, she'll go places with her. And she went on a whole vacation with my brother like 2 years ago. But I can't even get her to go, to bingo or get some coffee. So I don't know what to do. I'm just really trying to fix it. I'm like, okay, maybe if we watch more movies together, if we do more arts and crafts together, I feel like I am the fun parent. I feel like I do enough pizzazzy stuff with my kids. It's not like we're just sitting around, but even then, I feel like it's a little bit of, I guess I want to say, animosity, if I'm using the correct word, with her against her brother. And I want to make sure that they have a really good relationship as well. I don't want her feeling some type of way because of something he cannot change. He can't change that. And it's not like he thinks he's better than her at all. But I want to just make sure my baby is okay. Jesus, it's like, why am I beating myself up so much? This is a message, though. I guess I want to start with all my teen moms out there, and I'm trying not to cry. All my teen moms, okay? Or all my teens, I should say. Be very careful when you're choosing a mate, a spouse. Marriage is not for everybody, okay? I understand that. But when you lay down and you have a child, be very careful on who you choose, okay? Get your education, get your career going, get a house. Times are hard. It's hard enough. It's hard enough just doing this thing called life alone. Now imagine you're responsible for a whole nother human being. And I don't want anybody to go through what I feel like I'm going through right now. Just choose your partner, and you know, if things don't work out, I understand that. But at least think smartly about the people, this is for men, male and female, that you choose to have a child with. Think smartly about that. Think smartly to the point where take yourself out of it. If me and this person were not to last, would they take care of our child? And especially for people who already have one child, if you got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever, and y'all considering having another one, be careful. Make sure that that person loves your first child unconditionally. Make sure it got to be more than just your boyfriend that you talking to. Because guess what? Y'all might have a baby and they might be self and son, daughter and self. You don't want your other child feeling like that. So, I don't know. I might receive a lot of hate comments saying that's what's wrong with black women. And, you know, we don't. I know it can happen in any race, but I'm just saying you have a lot of ignorant people who try to blame it on the black communities. And that's what they think of when they see absent fathers. And this is not bashing at all. This is just me taking accountability for my own mistakes. And the only thing I regretted was not choosing wisely when I got pregnant. I should have chose wisely. I should have got my life in order first, start there. I should have waited till I had a mindset like now. But my children are here. I love my children. I don't regret my children. I wouldn't change them for anything in the world. It's just I would hate to have my baby damaged just about something beyond my control now, but I could have controlled back then. I could have been smarter with that. I've been trying to fight depression and anxiety, and that's something else that we go through, especially as single parents, sometimes single mothers. I try to stay positive, and when your kids is already on 10 and they bumping heads and arguing, and you just like, dude, I need a break. I need to relax a moment. And the messed up thing is, you know, I was married for 3 years. And like, we were actually married for 3 years. And he's living his best life. Like, he already met somebody else, y'all. And it's like, dang, I'm a good person. Like, I'm fun, I'm bubbly, I'm, what do they call the word? I like to do things at the spur of the moment, like random, you know? And it's like, dang, why I haven't found my, you know, Prince Charming yet? But everything is not what it seems, because although, you know, they might appear to look happy on social media, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And another thing, getting back on social media, I seen that He barely posts on social media. It doesn't even look like he DJs anymore. But the crazy thing is, when we got our divorce, that was one of our main reasons. Not him DJing per se, but I said he was too wrapped up on social media. He was addicted, y'all. Like, we could be doing anything. We could be doing making love. He'll roll over phone, social media. And it's like, dude, like, seriously? Like, can we get a little cuddle time? You know, like, it was terrible. In a DJ thing, he used to be at strip clubs, and that's all fine and dandy if that's the way I met you, but he was a huge cheater. And that's where the problem came in at. If you're cheating on me all the time, no, I don't want you to DJ a hotel party. No. Let's do something different. DJ reunions, DJ weddings, DJ stuff like that. And he'll go in the ratchetest areas to DJ where they're throwing themselves at him. Like females trying to twerk on a DJ and stuff. Like, it just used to be so crazy. But now you meet somebody else. And I told him I was getting closer to God. And if he didn't want to take that journey with me, I couldn't be with you. I couldn't be with you. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You're still doing worldly things. And you're still disrespecting me by the constant cheating. I can't tell you how many women that he done cheated on me with. I'm glad that I got a clean bill of health. I will say that. But you damaged my self-esteem for a long time with that. And now he's with someone where he's not doing none of the things that just a year ago I was begging him to stop. Ain't that crazy? A person will change for the person they want to. He ain't doing none of that. He's barely on social media. He's not, it looked like he barely DJing at all. But he was in it heavy. I'm talking about 3 times a week. Females twerking on him, shaking, going to the ratchetest places. Cheating on me. And you want to know the craziest things? Take it a step further. Him and that female don't even live together. He lives with his mom. That female stays with her grandma. And he's still, from what it looks like, 100% committed. Ain't that crazy? He got enough respect to her not to post it. And when I looked on his page, she taking over his page. Like, it's all her posting. Like, when we were together, he wouldn't like that. It would have been like, okay, I'm a DJ. I'm still trying to promote my business. Like, you can't be putting a whole bunch of memes and stuff on my page because clients are not going to see. Like, he would have wanted to keep it professional. And she took over his page. Like, you go to his page, it's all her. Posting on there. But, like I said, you don't know nobody outside looking in. I just know that God is going to someday bring me my kingdom spouse. And even if I don't receive my kingdom spouse, I'll be fine just as long as I have a clean slate and a fresh start for my babies. They don't have no backstory. They don't have no damage. If I could ask God for one thing, that is what it will be. Forget having a whole bunch of money. Forget, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would ask God for my kids not to be damaged. Yep. That's what I would ask for. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm held back tears. I just feel like I'm trying to keep it together. I feel like I'm breaking apart. I feel like, you know, my son's dad, I told my best friend that I feel like I need help. You know, people get addicted to different things. Some people get addicted to drugs, alcohol, social media. I feel like I am addicted to communicating with him. And, you know, I know we have to communicate for our son as far as like visitations. But I also know that legally I ain't got to do none of that extra stuff. I don't have to talk to him about cute things my son did and send him videos of it or this and that. I feel bad doing it because I don't have nobody to do that with my daughter. And I don't want to take it out on him because that is his son. But at the same token, it's not about that. It's the fact that he has literally put me through so much hell. Like, my son's dad is incredibly mean to me. Y'all know I done hadn't lost his child earlier this year. We had another baby, and the baby, my due date would have been December the 15th. So it is coming up, and that's going to be weighing heavy on me. But, you know, after I got pregnant, he said he didn't want the baby. He wasn't there for me during the miscarriage. Like, he told me, you know, he thank God, like, he was happy. He's like, I told you I didn't want the baby. So, I mean, what do you want me to do? That's something you got to go through. I told you. Like, it was terrible. I would think at least you would be there for me during that time. Imagine you still picking up our son, and, you know, I'm bleeding and opening the door. You're just getting him. Okay, well, I'll be back at 8 o'clock. And you just acting like it's normal. Like this you had no compassion, and this was your child inside of me. It's just, it's terrible. I wish that I need to work on cutting him off and literally doing the bare minimum with him. Like, sometimes I get nice doing family things together, you know, but I have to stay away from him personally, because he has hurt me so much. He has done so many mean things to me. Like, if I could hear his group chat, y'all, it'll be terrible. I remember one time I sent him a picture. This is when I got pregnant with him by him earlier this year. I sent him a picture of me. He was out of town. He didn't even invite me, you know, but, you know, whatever. He went out of town, and I sent him a picture. I was eating by myself at a restaurant, and he did not respond. He broke up. Well, when he did respond, I asked him why he didn't respond. Like, babe, I sent you a picture. He broke up with me. He was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. I was just like, oh my God, why? And he said that my picture just looked at evil. I didn't look the same. Like, I just, he be regretting being with me. He regretted it. Y'all, he has said some terrible, mean things to me, and I'm pretty sure if I would see his group chat, it would make me hate him for the rest of his life. But I need to work on stay away from him for me and my daughter's sake, because if he's not trying to, you know, be in her life as a father figure, or at least show her that he cares on a father level, if you're separating it, making it self and son, then no, we don't need to go out with you. And it's so hard as a freaking parent, because it's like, I want to show my son those experiences of mom and dad going to, you know, we're looking at the Christmas lights and trees in Chicago with you. But then, you know, I want to give him those family experiences of all of us going out to a restaurant with Sissy. But then at the same token, he has hurt me so much, and he is not here for my child, and he doesn't want to be here. And he left her at such a young age. He walked away at 3 when my son was born. That hurts if she calling him daddy, and he just walked away. Like, it was so scary. He snapped. It wasn't nothing that happened. And the crazy thing is, he apologized for it later on down the line. Like, this is how I know I'm not tripping. You know how people say, it wasn't me. No, he said it. He was like, it wasn't you. I was still young. Because keep in mind, I had both my kids young. This is what he said. He's 2 years older than me. He said, I was still young. I wasn't ready to settle down. And once we had a child together, it scared me knowing that I technically had 2 kids. And I had my whole life ahead of me. Like, that's when I realized I really didn't want to be with you. And the crazy thing, like, he had just randomly left me, y'all. He was cheating like crazy. Oh my God. The crazy thing about it, y'all, I have such a big heart, and I forgive people way too much, much more than they deserve. And I need to put my foot down, and I just need to stop communicating when it comes to him, unless it's about pick up and drop off. Pretty much that's it. I don't need to do nothing extra. So that's just me venting, and I'm trying not to beat myself up about it. If anybody want to know where I got this big water thing from, I got it from Burlington. It was like, I think this was like $10. I just pray. I pray that I make it a good impact on my babies. So if anybody else, you're a struggling single mom and you're dealing with depression and you want to make sure that you're on the right path, I would say this: nobody truly knows the answers. We just gotta try to have hope. You know, like, I just gotta stay focused, man. I'm just trying to be happy. I'm trying to be happy being a single mom. Oh, this is what I want to say. So my son's dad, he was in the hospital just a few days ago, and he asked me, he said that his heart was going too fast, and he wanted to get my son later on that day to take him to decorate his Christmas tree. Y'all, I'm saying, like, when I say this thing goes deep, it goes deep. Like, this is why I need to stop talking to him. Before I got pregnant, he said all the stuff about how we're going to move into a house together. We're going to make a better life for the kids. We're going to, all this crazy stuff. He talking about in the summer. This is in the spring. He said in the summertime we're going to move. So he on my laptop with me looking for places. Like, yeah, we finna move soon. Got the baby. He pulled all that back. He, once I got pregnant, he changed his mind on all that. October comes around and, we were still messing around, and I talked to him about moving. My landlord had presented me an option to switch into one of his other housing units. So I had talked to him about moving to this one. I said, yeah, this looks like a nice house, da-da-da. And he turned down the idea of moving together entirely. He said he don't want to move together, and then that's when he laid it on me that he had another girlfriend. He's been seeing her this whole time, like even when I was pregnant, and that's who he wants to be with. And now, out of the blue, I just found out. He texted me maybe like 2 weeks ago to pick our son up. He was like, can you just pick him up for me because it's getting late? Y'all, not only does this man have a new house, but he lives 5 minutes away from me. At first, he was staying in a whole nother city. He was a good 45 away. Now, he is 5 minutes away from me, straight down the street. And he got the nerve to do that. And you seeing somebody else, and you've been cheating on me this whole entire time, and now I got to worry about bumping into y'all at Dollar Tree. That slap in my face. If you don't want to be with me so bad, why move down the street from me? I don't know why I always get the short end of the stick. Y'all, like, these dudes be moving on like, forget me. My ex-husband didn't even try to fight. It's like these guys don't deserve me, but at the same token, when it's over, nobody wants me back. And I don't get it because I don't chase them and I don't do anything to push them away. Like, I don't get it. And they'll admit to it. My ex-husband will admit, like, yeah, I effed her over. I feel like, if anything, I give too many chances. And that's why people walk all over me. I'm too available, maybe. I just hope that my kids never feel the way I feel in life. And, regardless of whatever happens in their life, I will always be here. I will always be there for them. I just don't want me to, the fact of the whole father, single mother thing, I don't want that to play a role in them repeating their entire life back. Like, dang, stuff been happening to me since I was this age, and I don't know, but single mothers, y'all keep y'all heads up. I know it's hard. It is. I feel for you guys. I feel for all of us single parents. I'm sorry this was a long video. This is maybe the longest video I ever had. I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to get ready to pick the little ones up from school, so I hope you guys have a good day. And today's Friday, so they're out for the weekend, and I'm going to try to make the best of it, and hopefully I can see a difference. I'm going to try. Really, really try. Bye.